Welcome back to the Rocket Radio Podcast, the rebellious Pokemon podcast. I am Zach Toshi, joined by JPR, the Pokeraf, and Infamous Trainer. And today's topic will be brought to you by the boy Infamous Trainer. So take it away, man.
Oh, thank you. Really excited about today's topic as we're talking about everyone's favorite gimmick, or is it? We're talking about Mega Evolution. What we want, what we don't want, is it overrated? Things like that. Really excited to dive on into it. So let's go ahead and kick it off. Boys, is Mega Evolution overrated or perfectly rated? That's the question of today.
John will tell you it's overrated, but
He will.
but he's in the minority.
I'm a little on the fence, but I'm curious about Raph. Because I know when your favorite Pokemon of all time is Mega Charizard X. Like, obviously just Charizard, but you love Charizard X. So, like, where are you on this scale?
I'm going to be so biased. I think it's absolutely perfect. Ever since they introduced Mega Charizard X, that's it. We don't need to compare it to anything else. Now, I'll be real. Probably a little bit 50-50. I can understand both sides of the coin. For me, personally, I think it's just right because they've done a lot of Pokemon that were crap justice in this. Like Beedrill getting a decent Mega Evolution, for example. I think, it was a great concept to implement in the newer games. Cooler designs for Pokemon. Best way to open up the strategic pool. Cool abilities as well. But then at the same time, I can understand why people think it's overrated simply because of how strong the Pokemon become. But at the same time, that's the whole point. If you're gonna dive back into ancient lore about how certain Pokemon were able to reach this state, then of course they're going to be overpowered in one way. But just to not be biased, but I think it's just right at the moment because it's done a lot of Pokemon justice, really. But I guess the other boys will have to say their piece to see what they can say.
I'm going to be extremely non-neutral and say that I don't think it's overrated. I think it is great. I'm not going to play it safe. Be like, oh, I don't... No. People who hate megas, they just hate fun, all right? Let me just put it like that, bro. I'm tired of people saying, oh, this is overrated. Overrated is just a word that people use as an excuse when they don't like something that everybody else likes, bro. Like, it's okay. You don't have to like everything like everyone else, but let people have their fun. Mega Evolutions are cool. Who doesn't want to see their Pokemon basically go Super Saiyan and transform? I think it's really cool. Mega Charizard X is fire. Mega Rayquaza, stupid, dumb, broken, but I love it because you can transform. I love Mega Scizor as well. What are some other? Oh, Mega Mawile goes crazy. It gives lots of love to weaker Pokemon that didn't.
Mega Autono, insane.
Mega Autono, hey. At least the design.
Me perfect.
The design is better than regular Autono. I'll give it that. But just the idea of the idea of just revisiting older Pokemon and giving them some love and like new power-ups, new moves, new abilities, new type. Well, not new moves, but new typings and abilities is really, really sick. Now, yeah, a lot of it was pandered towards Gen 1. At least the first 3 specifically. The Gen 4, there was like maybe 3 or 4, and Gen 5 had Autono, right? But it made sense because at the time it was like to give shine to some of the older forgotten Pokemon while also hyping up some of the more popular Pokemon as well. Like, yeah, it's broken. Like, did Charizard really need 2 Mega Evolutions? No, but people like Charizard, so it just makes sense, like, marketing wise. Now when it comes to Legends ZA, I do hope that we get more Megas that aren't just like the first 3-4 gens. Like, it would be cool to see more Gen 5, 6, especially 6 and 7, maybe even 8 get Megas, but I don't think it's overrated at all. I think it's pretty cool. And there's a reason why Mega is like the most popular gimmick and the gimmick everybody wants to come back because it's really cool. Like, it is what it is, Now, John here, he's going to come and be the biggest Mega hater of all time.
I know, everyone's expecting me to say that it's overrated and whatnot. Look, I think Mega Evolution is rated. All right, there, I said it. It's rated. Like you said, the concept from Pokemon going Super Saiyan and like gaining all this extra power and like having like a secret 4th stage, it's cool. It is really cool. It is undeniably the most hype gimmick. Like, I will 100% always give it that. Like, even as like not the biggest Mega Evolution fan, I always enjoyed and looked forward to new Megas being revealed. When Mega Metagross was revealed, I lost my mind. I was like, that is so cool. It is such an amazing looking Pokemon. But my issue is with how it's handled. I don't think it was integrated into the story as well as it should have been. I don't think that gameplay-wise it's the most compelling mechanic. I think that it leans a little too much into fan service versus like buffing Pokemon that actually need to be buffed. Like, dog, where's Mega Sunflora, bro? Come on. we need like actual. There's a few. There are a few. Like, okay, Mega Mawile took a little too far. I'm gonna keep it 100%. Mega Mawile took it way too far. Way too far. But there are a few. There are a few that kind of hit that balance. Mega Absol is one of them. Mega Slowbro is one of them, where I think they kind of take a Pokemon that's like a little underwhelming and appropriately buff it to like, strong but not broken. And then you have ones that are blatant fan service, Charizard, Mewtwo, and just ones that don't really need to be there. Mega Salamence, Mega Tyranitar. So that's my most, but like the mechanic itself is fine. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. I to like jump on this now. Yeah, it's. I was thinking about this a lot too. I was like, do I dislike megas? Like, no, because I like megas. It's just I'm not in the boat with like super hype with them. I also was like not deep into Pokemon as much during that Gen 6 era. I didn't play like X and Y on release or anything like that. So I was like, oh, these are cool. They're like going crazy, and then just kind of left it at what it was. But I mean, yeah, megas are sick. I mean, like we all said here, it's they're taking it to the next level. I do agree there is some Pokemon that really should not have megas, but you can't deny how sick they look, or just seeing how further in design, or just if they are getting a new type, what that's gonna be, right? They are pretty sick. So I would say
the idea of Mega Evolution is cool. Like,
yeah,
there's that.
And it leaves a lot of possibilities. It's like there's tons of artwork out there, and fans create all kind of cool stuff. So there's possibilities for every Pokemon, whether they're like absolutely dog water to just top tier Pokemon. Like you can make a mega for everything, if you want to. So yeah, I think we're in the boat. All at a bare minimum, it's perfectly ready. If not, it's where it needs to be. It's a great gimmick. We all like it. So no, it's pretty sick.
It's such an interesting bag of like the choice of Pokemon that they give, kind of like what John was touching on. Because it's like there are 3 buckets. There are the Pokemon that are super popular that don't need megas, but they get it anyways because fans are gonna love it. There are the Pokemon who deserve megas. They got the Absols and stuff like that. But it's like a very small percentage. And then you have the Pokemon that it's like the most out of nowhere, left field, but here they are anyways, like Beedrill, Audino, Diancie. Like, I mean,
honestly, most of the ORAS megas fall into the who-ass bucket.
What are some other ones that kind of like Mega Camerupt? They did it just to give
Mega Camerupt.
Yeah,
I feel like Sharpedo was the one that actually had like the mega concept behind it, and like
Mega Pinsir, the most random.
Yeah, that was pretty random.
Mega Pinsir's cool though. Like he's actually cool. He kind of makes you actually care about Pinsir.
Yeah, I will never touch a normal Pinsir. Regular Pinsir with Aerial, oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, chef's kiss.
But
yeah, like I wish it was like a bit more balanced. But like I said earlier, it kind of makes sense why they went with like the really overpowered or popular Pokemon, because it sells. Like it got a lot of older fans back into the series. A big selling point for XY is obviously the big jump to 3D. And then obviously with was Pokemon Go? No, Pokemon Go was 3 years later. But still, Pokemon hype was like coming, like the renaissance of Pokemon was slowly building up, because that's when we had the worldwide release. Instead of waiting like half a year, Japan had it. Like everyone was getting the game at the same time. It was on the 3DS. Older fans were looking at Pokemon, and then it just makes sense. Hey, you love Pokemon? Remember Venusaur? Remember Charizard? He's got 2 megas. Remember Mewtwo? He's got 2 megas. So it's just like it makes sense why they did it. It was a great way to pull fans in. So I just hope it's a bit more balanced moving forward. We got the fans in. Pokemon's bigger than it's ever been, arguably, at this point, right? I don't think we need Gen 1 pandering at this point. I think now is just kind of like actually give us good megas,
You know who I think the most forgotten mega is?
Who?
Mega Steelix. And I hate to say it because he looks really cool. He is animated
cool.
so well. But like, he's nowhere in ORAS. Like, you can't catch him in the region. Like, maybe in the post game and like with like the Dex Nav or something like that. But he's not in the actual main story. Like, he's not like Audino, where people are like, why the heck did Audino get a Mega Evolution? Like, he's not like, as front and center as like a Lopunny or a Sableye or something like that. But I'm just like,
didn't the ORAS demo give you the opportunity to get the Mega Stone for it, or was that for only Mega Glalie?
It was Glalie and Steelix.
I want to say it was Glalie.
I'm pretty sure it was both. There were 2, I think.
I only remember the Glalie.
I do remember
Yeah,
Glalie.
me as well.
Demo's giving Mega Stones out.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Hidden Power Pod has said that Mega Steelix confirms the Crystal Onyx. Isn't it wild that Crystal Onyx didn't make it into Scarlet and Violet? Like, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That's
They did that on purpose,
that was
bro.
an obvious like should have just put it in. Just like you put it in Sword and Shield to be like static like wild area encounter, and it's like, bro, you could Scarlet and Violet was right there. You could have just scrapped it for that.
I would have done a thing, right? I always said that terrestrial evolutions needed to be a thing. I don't know how they would have implemented it in future generations, which is maybe why they didn't do it. But like, imagine like you have a stellar type Steelix, right, or a stellar type Onyx, and then like having a stellar type Onyx makes it evolve into the Crystal Onyx instead of Steelix. That would be so cool.
Sick.
That would be so cool.
That's a way to like incorporate that gimmick even more, just to like base Pokemon, even evolutions, but just more to Pokemon and future designs. That's actually pretty sick.
We will never get a terrestrialized Onyx. Crazy.
On the topic of evolutions, though, one other gripe that I have with Mega Evolutions is that like it kind of pseudo confirms like that Pokemon can never evolve.
Ooh.
Like, you look at Sableye or you look at Mawile, and you're like, dang, those are guys who actually need, like, just straight up evolutions. Like, having a temporary form change is not enough for them, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm never touching a regular Mawile ever again. It's either Mega Mawile or bust, bro. I'm never.
If Mega Mawile is not in the game, you're not using Mawile. Like,
isn't any of them, is there? I'm trying to think. No, there isn't.
No, because their only way around it would just be like some like crazy retconning of regional form, then saying because it's in a different environment, it can now evolve, and that's the workaround they would only do at that point. But the base Pokemon itself is going to be stationary.
See, for me, like, when we were getting the reveal cycle of XY, and we started learning about Megas and stuff like that, the most hype part about it was the fact that, like, oh, there's Pokemon that are like fully evolved, that they can evolve further. Like, I think the first batch of Megas that were revealed was like Mega Lucario, Ampharos. They were like around 4 or so, or 5 maybe, but I remember just like, wait, Ampharos can like evolve further? Like, that is a 3-stage Pokemon, and it gets a 4th one. It's just like, it's pretty crazy. But like, I never thought about it with like the 2-stage Pokemon or even the 1-stage Pokemon, where like they could get a evolution after. There's nothing that prevents it, but giving them a Mega now, it's like you kind of force them to be stuck there.
Unlike Gigantamax, I'm pretty sure they like outright say, either through the anime or the games or somewhere, they definitely say at some point like a Pokemon has to be in its final stage in order to Mega Evolve. Like, that's a canon thing. Whereas with Dynamax, Gigantamax, I don't think they ever say that it has to be in its. I mean, obviously not, because Pikachu and Eevee have Gigantamax forms
and Meow.
So, and like Duraludon, he evolves now, but he has a G-Max form. So
that's so funny.
That one is.
Yeah, a lot of people in the chat are mentioning like Duraludon. It's like, well, they never said that you had to be a fully evolved Pokemon to get a Gigantamax form. In fact, they outright contradict that. So, like, yeah, like now. You know what I'm trying to say.
See, I think what like you're onto it, because I totally see it, because like the fact that like Pikachu, Eevee, and Meowth get Gigantamax forms when they clearly have evolutions that are well known, it just proves that like a Gigantamax works differently than Megas. Because how come, if that were the case for Megas, why didn't Pikachu get a Mega evolution? Pikachu would have gotten one if it could, because Pikachu basically gets everything. Pikachu got a regional form when we got to Alola. Pikachu got the Gigantamax form, so it just kind of makes sense. Like, you know, like the only reason Pikachu doesn't have like its own unique terrestrial form is because that's only locked to Terapagos and Ogerpon, right? So it just kind of like, it shows like, yeah, Megas, they do kind of just cap off at the end of the evolutionary line. So rest in peace, Mawile. I guess you're never gonna be good on your own again.
Yeah.
No. I guess kind of in that instance, I know like Zach, you were talking about balancing, right? So in that instance of balancing, if there is a way to, like, how would any of you guys fix Megas, right? I really asked this because like one argument, if I post anything Mega related, people want to bring up Mega Garchomp for speed related reasons, bro. I'm like, speed, obviously its speed's drop, but the attack is nuts, but totally fine. I guess we just forget that its attack goes up. But in these instances where like some are really overpowered, like Rayquaza, or some are still pretty garbage, like, I don't know. Again, don't know why it's here. How would you fix that, or how should Pokemon fix that in this instance?
I feel like in ZA it might fix itself if they use the same stat system that Legends Arceus did. Because like the way Legends Arceus did was like every Pokemon has like a higher like base stat like floor, and then like when you level up, like it incrementally gets bigger. That's why like a level 40 Zubat can throw hands with your level 80 Infernape. Like the levels and the stats, they don't mean as much in that game. So I'm hoping that they carry that stat system into Legends ZA so that the megas aren't that broken in the story if you want to use them in every single battle. I would also personally like to see a friendship requirement. I know that's a controversial take.
Yes, oh my god.
But it makes sense for the whole point of the gimmick anyway.
Like I think you should have like, 200, 250. What's the max friendship? Is it 256? Something like that?
Something, yeah.
You should have like 225, 230 friendship to be able to like unlock Mega Evolution, I feel like.
I agree. I feel like maybe I'm not the only one who thought this, but when we were getting the reveal of X and Y, we were getting the reveal of Megas, and the whole point, it was like, oh, you're supposed to have a strong bond with your Pokemon. And then at the same time, they revealed Pokemon to Me, where you like play with your Pokemon and build affection. I thought you needed to build up affection and friendship through Pokemon to Me, and if you have like max affection or happiness or whatever, then that will allow you to have Mega Evolution. It makes sense. That's the whole point of the gimmick, lore-wise. You're supposed to have a strong bond. Not like little Timmy can't just pull up with a Mega Stone all of a sudden and evolve his Garchomp. You know what I'm saying? But in the games, once you get a Mega Stone, there's nothing holding you back from just sweeping everybody, which is like
the lore
a little
contradicts
frustrating.
the actual mechanic, which is the annoying part.
Exactly. Like the anime does a good job at like building on that lore, showing like actual development with Mega Evolution. Biggest, I guess, shout out with the Karina arc where she had to work with Lucario to master it. That's pretty cool. I thought we would have a mechanic like that in the game.
If you don't have that friendship requirement, like you can still Mega Evolve, but like it doesn't listen to you.
Yeah.
There's a penalty behind it.
Yeah.
But it don't mean nothing. It's just like, oh, you got the rocks? Bet. Mega Evolve. Go crazy.
And got the rocks.
What's more annoying too is the fact that like there are no megas. Like it's unbalanced like in the main storyline, because like you get Mega Evolutions, but no other NPCs use Mega Evolutions. There's like 2 in XY in the main story at least. Diantha and like
3
Sander.
in Oras.
Like, what is the point? You get Mega Evolution, you sweep through the whole game, and there's no other NPC that has it that kind of balances it out. So it kind of removes a little bit of the challenge. So I hope with ZA, there are multiple NPCs that have Mega Evolution. I mean, it'll be kind of weird lore-wise if it takes place in the past, because the whole point is that they're discovering Mega Evolution in Oras and XY, but still, it would be annoying if like by like 1/3 of the game I have my Mega Charizard X and nobody else uses Mega Evolution until the final battle. It's just like, well, this ain't fun. This is just a breeze. You know what I'm saying?
And that was
I hope
a
that with the
complaint from a lot
game
of
being
people.
more focused around trainer battles, presumably that like regular ace trainers and stuff would have access to Mega Evolution. Like that would be kind of cool.
At least the gym leaders should have had their Mega Evolutions.
Base.
Saved it till the post game, didn't they? Yeah.
And I think with having, obviously, we already have a lot of already pre-established or currently established megas already, so they can give more trainers, ace trainers in this instance, those megas, and then still have like the new ones be incorporated for the gym leaders or wardens or whatever we're facing throughout this story, right? I think, because obviously X and Y is known for being like really easy. Give us a little bit of challenge, just a little bit. And I think with it being Legends, this is a great way to do it, because we were getting clapped by like level 55 star avias on the shores of the beaches, and I'm like, dog, what is going on? I'm like level 82. Well, why are you like competing with me right now? So I think it adds like a sense of difficulty, adding in that element of the bond, like friendship, gets you a little anime feel to it as well. So you're just a little bit more immersed in the world. And these so far have been the games that kind of trend in that direction. So I say keep it up, give it to us. I do feel like
the rocks.
Yeah. I think one thing I would like to see, because I think competitive is as big as it's ever been, is they need to do some like stat distribution. Like they got to start readjusting some of these Pokemon over. Especially if Megas might filter into like the next like game or two at all, they've got to like adjust some Megas. I can't stand to just look at, and I love like Mega Lucario, but I can't stand to see a Mega Lucario, Blaziken, Charizard X. I need some variety if I'm going to watch someone play. So I don't know. I don't know what the stats will be. I'm not as deep into the competitive scene, but just watching, I don't want it to be like the same 5 megas being used every single battle. Might be the case. But
Yeah, we'll probably do that ourselves. But
Can't
yeah.
wait for the Mega
sure.
Greninja. It's gonna be fire.
Sweeping everybody, bro.
Yeah, Arcanine,
Jeez.
is it finally coming true? Hello?
So, what mega do you boys want to see the most in this game? Zach, you cannot say Greninja.
I was, yeah.
Look at his face, bro.
Because that one is practically guaranteed. Like it's a for sure lock.
What's your like off the wall pick?
My off the wall pick.
He's gonna say
Bet.
Electivire, bro.
Yo, Mega Electivire? Mega
It was right there.
Electivire?
It was right there.
I'm gonna say Mega Chestnut because that confirms that the Cowl starters all get Megas, which means I get my Mega Greninja anyway.
Oh, dog, this dude.
All right, no. In all seriousness, I hate you, bro. I'm gonna say Mega Electivire. He's so cool, bro. He's so. Circle back to me. Circle back to me, Raph. I'm gonna pass it to you, bro. Circle back to me. Let me think.
I got one for the memes, I want to see Mega Yan Mega because I think it would just be funny. And then for the actual,
It's a design that would actually slap too.
yeah, exactly. Maybe for something to counter Mega Mewtwo, we could maybe see Mega Mew. I don't know, maybe just something to give another mythical some status because Mew is just as popular as Mewtwo in some aspects. I'm trying to think what else. I don't know. Mega Lycanroc would be pretty cool, but then again, I wonder how they would
Which
do that
one?
because it's yeah.
Dude, yeah.
Or what if it's like a Latios and Latios thing where like the Mega Evolution just all looks the same? And they have elements of all three. That'd be pretty fire,
Yeah.
but I feel like 3 might be too much.
We'll go with Mega Yang Mega and maybe Mega Dragonite for the banter, but who knows? Mega Mew as well. Hello.
Mega Mew. It's crazy. I guess like let me pander real quick. I guess to Gen 1 because it's kind of inevitable. I just doubt they're not gonna give us something Gen 1, right? Maybe just because I want to see it. I would say
finally Dugong.
I was gonna say either Mega Dragonite actually because I think because like for some reason it's the only pseudo that has nothing. Why is the first pseudo? And maybe it's because it's the first pseudo they went that route. But
he's
I'm like,
so classic. He don't need nothing, bro. He's chilling.
I mean, he technically doesn't, but I would love to see something.
The early game.
Like Charizard gets 2 megas because Charizard. He needs the mega to stay relevant. Dragonite is just Dragonite, bro. He's chilling, bro.
True.
The internet broke when Ash caught Dragonite. Did he have a mega?
Yeah.
No. Dragonite is just him alone, bro. You don't need him. You don't need anything. I mean, I agree. I think a Mega Dragonite would be cool, but I also like the fact that he's just so iconic that he's just fine on his own. They just leave him alone. Like he's chilling. I love that. Respect.
That's true. Well,
I'm a little partial because I think the only thing with this next one I'm gonna say is you would have to give his counterpart something, and that would be Nidoking. I just feel like Nidoking has not gotten shine in like a while. I think it'd be just cool to see it do something, and it's just like it's already spiky. I guess just enhance it, make it even spikier. I guess, but then you would have to give Nidoqueen something. You can't just leave Nidoqueen sitting there. Like it's the like only issue. If we're talking like off the wall pick, go villain because it's awful.
Villain would go crazy actually.
I think this is the one opportunity to make it like pretty relevant, make it feel like a villain, give it a third head.
It looks like a Pokemon that should Mega Evolve.
Yeah. It kind of honestly, I would not be surprised if that's something that comes in the future because if we're looking at like Duraludon and the entire Applin line, they don't mind actually going back and touching Pokemon from the previous gen. So possibly.
I want to say a Gen 5 Pokemon because Autono being the only one just doesn't sit well with me, especially when it's the biggest generation. And the only reason they didn't get any Megas like back in the day was because they were still new and people didn't like them, but now people actually like Gen 5 Pokemon. Like, I want to say Mega Crocodile because I love Crocodile, but like, I look at its design and I'm like, how would they change it? Like, so many Gen 5 designs are so basic. Like, it'd be hard to give them Megas.
We
but
just give it more spikes or some shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. I feel like it would just look tacky. Like Mega Escavalier, maybe they could do something there.
Maybe. I would say Druddigon just because it needs something.
The thing is, if they do Escavalier, then they have to do Excelgor. They have to because they're like counterparts.
Which I think would also work.
But they've done it with Heracross and Pinsir.
There was this awesome fan art I saw back in the day, though, of Mega Cofagrigus, where like the mummy gets out of the thing and he
I remember
like,
that.
all of
Wait,
his
didn't
arms
Dr.
around
Windy
him.
make that art?
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe he did. Hang on, Mega Cofagrigus. I'm gonna Google it.
He's in the
Like,
chat.
That'd be
He's in the
pretty
chat.
sick,
it's some
actually.
really old fan art, but oh yeah, like the coffin is open and he's just standing there and he's got like his arms. Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool. And like the ability is like stance change. So it's like Aegislash and he goes back in the coffin and comes
Ooh.
back out. Dang, that'd be so
Oh
cool.
yeah, I've seen that.
It's
I've
so
seen
cool
Yeah.
that they ain't gonna
Good.
do it. The problem is,
They
if,
won't do
if
it.
an
It's
idea is
too
out on the
cool.
internet, that's it. It's gone.
That is
Pokemon
true.
ain't doing it.
True.
Dang, someone made GMX Cofagrigus too, where it's like a giant eye over like a pyramid. Dog. Oh, this Pokemon would cook so
Oh,
hard
that
if they
sounds sick.
actually cared about it.
like
My
that.
other answer is Tropius, because I think Tropius needs to be better and not suck, and Grass Dragon's really obvious, but like I said before, that kind of rules out the possibility of an actual Tropius evolution, and I don't want that to happen, so...
You
It's
want a
like
Tropius evolution?
Yes! I want a Tropius evolution, because he's
Nah, dog.
terrible.
No. Let him stay terrible, bro. Like,
No! He deserves it, man!
Bringing it in. I mean, Grass
Just gotta
Dragon,
bring Mega Flygon into fruition now, really. They just got
bro, that one's dead in the water. I think that one's just like
I don't think it's happening.
it's a pipe dream.
XDA trailer, then we
It's-
see it, then we oh shit.
It's like that problem again. It's like, Pokemon, they try to steer away from fan art because they don't want to like accidentally be influenced and make something that a fan made. There's so much Mega Flygon
So many.
because we didn't get one that it's just like, I feel like every idea that they could have done has been done, bro.
It's done. It's done. It's to a point now they would have like, yo, we just need to like buy the design of
They
it.
would have to make him like the lamest looking Pokemon. They just turn him back into Trapinch.
No one's thought of that yet. Crazy.
I couldn't.
All
Zach,
right.
what about you, man? You skipped over yourself.
Yeah, I've
You wanna
circled
go?
back. I really like, if I had to give a Pokemon a Mega, I would like for a Gen 6 Pokemon to get a Mega aside from Diancie, because it just makes sense. It's the generation that introduced it. We're finally coming back now. Kalos Pokemon, they're not so new anymore, so it's a perfect time to revisit. Ones off the top of my head, a Mega Noivern would go pretty hard. Really cool. I did one for my Larimar region a few years back. Like, the boy Oscar helped me with the design where like the ears were kind of like a speaker where like had like LED lights. That was a really cool, fun design that we did. A Mega Gudra, I think, would be really, really cool. The only reason I don't think it'll happen is because we just got Hisuian Gudra, but I still think that would be pretty cool. But if I had to go, top pick would be Noivern. It's one of my favorite Kalos Pokemon. Like, I just any Kalos Pokemon in general, I will be pretty fine with, because I feel like they should have gotten one. They like it feels so weird. What happened? Oh, Mega Aromatisse? Actually, no. I take back what I said. No Mega Aromatisse, bro. I mean, it would be a great opportunity to make the Pokemon better, but at that point, I feel like you're just kind of wasting a Mega, bro. Give that to Flygon then.
For real.
I guess
You gotta give him a Slurpuff too. Damn.
Actually, a Mega Slurpuff.
that would go hard.
I like
actually,
Slurpuff.
think.
I actually
It wouldn't be
like
bad. It wouldn't be bad. Okay,
think-
hear me out. Totem / noble Pokemon of the tower is Clemens Heliolisk, and it's Mega, and it's got a big old power plant around its neck,
Yes.
like Toxtricity does.
I was actually, because like leading into like I think one of the topics I had on there was like which like house Pokemon I think, or like just for this game for ZA should we have, like would you choose? And Heliolisk was like I think my top pick, whether making it you continue the normal and electric, or fire and electric, or I've seen a couple do like electric dragon. I think that Pokemon just needs love. I think it looks really cool. It's just super underutilized.
The design just looks like it's begging to be upgraded too.
Yeah, just wants a little something.
He's
Just a
really
little
cool. Too bad his typing is garbage. Look, why did they just slap on this extra fighting weakness to him? Like, I don't get it, bro.
And a ghost immunity.
Ooh, excuse me.
Ooh.
Nobody's
Shadow
facing
Ball him.
nobody's facing a ghost type like, yo, I caught my Heliolisk just for
Nah,
this.
When Mega Cofagrigus comes out, you're like, finally, I can wall his Shadow Ball.
So I guess with this, for something like Aegislash, because this is like probably like a top favorite, hey, it should get a Mega. We wanted to have a Mega. How do you think it works if it's gonna have like obviously the stance changes? Do you think it should? Because it's already pretty powerful as
He's
is.
extremely busted. That's the only reason why I didn't say one. I would like a Mega Aegislash, but realistically, it's too much. It's way too much. Regular Aegislash is already broken.
They would have to give him like Truant as an ability, bro. Like, they would have to give him that entirely.
Oh wow, I forgot about slacking. Mega slacking would be bloody crazy, actually.
Dog, no way.
Mega slacking and it doesn't have Truant. That'd be nuts.
He'll use one move every 3
Give him
turns.
Klutz so he can't use his Mega Stone and he just reverts back to slacking.
Oh my goodness. Oh, dude. Well, I mean, yeah, I think those are all the big ones, and it kind of covers like most of my topics. Obviously, we talked about rating these megas. A lot of cool things we expect from the game. Overall, I think we're really hoping for ZA to drop some good megas. I don't know how many this game would drop. How many did we get when X and Y came out the first time? I forget.
28 if you don't count Latios and Latias.
Would you guys think we would get half that many? 14 for this game?
I think 20 is
Maybe 20.
A little
18,
over
20.
10. I'll put it. Because if you think about it, we'll obviously get new ones, but then there's also a bunch of old ones that are going to be coming back as well. So I think it'll balance it out. I don't think we'll get way too much like we did like in a new generation. Because, you know, it's not like a new gen where they can just drop a bunch of new everything. Like, I think they're going to be like kind of like the same amount of like Hisuian forms that we got in Legends Arceus, around that amount. How many did we get for that game?
I think it was 18 if you count the evolutions.
Okay, so yeah, so like a little under 20, somewhere around there, somewhere between 10 and 20.
Just enough to be like, cool, we got a fresh new set. Everyone can use those in between the already existing ones and add it to their team. Okay.
Because you know, like half the people playing that game is going for that Mega Charizard X. Doesn't matter, bro.
Charizard X, God forbid there's a Charizard Z. So that's a whole different thing. Please, Pokemon, don't. Just quite frankly.
Any other fire type from the Kalos region, I'm sorry. Most people are going to use Charizard.
I want to see Mega Heatmore before I see Mega Charizard Z.
Boys, not happening. Z Life. Is that Z? Yeah.
All right, real quick before we end this topic. We've talked about this before, about the debate of like what starters we're gonna get, either Kalos starters, we're gonna get a mix or whatever. I still believe that the main gimmick is Mega Evolution, so I don't think we're gonna get regional forms. But let's say we don't get the Kalos starters. Let's say we get a mix of starters. What starter would you want to see get a Mega that didn't get one before? So no Kanto, no Hoenn, and no Kalos, because that's pretty obvious.
Mega Meganium, bro. People will be crying in the streets when Chikorita's a starter. But what they don't know is that Grass Fairy Mega Meganium is on the way. And then they'd be like, hold up.
Don't worry. I'll have my poisons ready for it.
Because it got a lot of stick last week, I'll probably say Mega Infernape. Just for why not?
Mega Infernape
would be tough.
Man,
I didn't want to be basic. I was gonna say maybe just Mega Superior. I think that's where I'm landing.
Could you do something with it? All the starters Mega Evolved. We got Mega Dirge.
Mega Dirge. Be crazy.
Mega Dirge.
Hear me out.
Mega Dirge would go nuts.
Hear me out. Mega Incineroar.
You're doing too much. You're breaking the game.
Yeah.
That's the end of the podcast. The Pokemon Company has taken us down.
I don't think that's happening, but if it does, oh man, crazy.
I wonder what they could do with Mega Torterra.
Make him worse.
Make him Grass Rock, please. If we had a Mega Torterra Grass Rock, that'd be pretty good.
Would he be good though?
Better than Grass Ground. He's weak to Icy Wind. You Icy Wind, he's dead.
I mean, sure, but now he's weak to like fighting moves, and he's weak to steel, and he's weak to like fight.
He's not coming out of that one.
I don't know. I don't know if you can make Torterra much
Mega
better.
Pignite, not Mega Pignite. The Mega Embor. I don't know how that.
You can keep that one.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Mega Samurai.
Nah, I already got a Hisui for it. I think it's fine.
Mega Torterra with like a blooming like cherry blossom on his back to like show that he's like awakened.
He's blossoming now.
He's a psychic type now.
Whoa!
It had a mask.
How it makes sense, I don't know, but he just is.
Drop some bugs in that tree. He's dead.
turn into Snorlax with a big ass.
Oh man.